Welcome back to Bazooka Kickboxing and MMA. Today's episode is powered by Perfect Sports Nutrition. It's all about how to approach a fight against a counter fighter. All right, in today's episode, we're talking about fighting a counter fighter, which can be very difficult to some, right? Because to beat a counter fighter, you almost have to pressure. But when you're pressuring, that's when you're in most danger because that's what they're trying to do. They're trying to pull you in. So let's talk about some of the strategies, some of the things we can do if we have that. If I see a counter fighter, right away I'm kind of annoyed personally because fights aren't as exciting, especially when you're watching kickboxing and you're getting 3-minute rounds. If someone's constantly looking to counter, the fight can be a little bit more boring, okay? So this is why I don't necessarily love the style of it, but it is very effective, okay? So let's talk about what you can do. Now, the first thing is the distance and range control. Now, the counter fighter is going to pull you in. So if I'm walking in, they're trying to walk me in and then catch me with something coming in, right? One of the big examples, the Conor McGregor versus Jose Aldo. You know, Jose really coming in and then getting countered really thin because he got drawn in, right? So he got counter-shotted. So you have to be careful coming forward when you're doing it. So the first strategy that I need to do if I'm with a counter fighter is feinting. The idea of feinting is the most important. Now, as a counter fighter, right, and a good example of a great counter fighter that everyone would know would be Israel Adesanya, right? What Israel does a lot is he's feinting. He's trying to get you to throw so he can counter you, okay? So you have to play the feint game. Your feints almost have to be a little bit better than his, okay? So first strategy is the feinting game, right? So if I feint, what is the purpose? My purpose of feinting is trying to get him to react to shell his hands. So if I'm feinting, okay, I got a little bit of an attack. But to make it more believable, I might stay long range, defensive, because I don't want to get countered. I might throw a big shot, and then all of a sudden I throw a feint, and then all of a sudden I got a reaction. Now I can come inside and attack from the shell. If I don't get a shell position, I'm always going to be in danger, okay? So idea one is feint to try to get the shell. So feint to the shell, or you might have to throw a shot and then feint to get your way in, right? Now when I'm in here, I have options. With his head pin, I could attack and then get out. So I was able to score and avoid the counter shot. Or when I get my feint in here and I feint, boom, and I come in, I can use it as a clinch. Now I'm defending the counter shot by holding and pinning their hands. So I have the option of entering with the clinch if they shell up, right? That's if they shell up. Now, if I'm still using the principle of having to pressure the counter fighter, the other thing I might do a lot of is using my skip steps to come in, right, blocking in here. But what I'm doing is kind of using a long guard style, right? So right away, I'm watching the hands. I'm playing. So even when I'm coming here, right away, see how I use and pin the hands. So I might control this hand here, and then right away I pin this hand, right? So using the hand pins, hand control, long guard is just going to help me safely enter, right? So I'm going to mix that with the feints. I could mix it with the feint, right? And make sure I control the hands, right? So using pressure fighting, using feinting, hand control, long guard, all going to be good. Now, always, again, the simple principles of moving your head coming forward is all going to help you. Now, with the pressure, right, a lot of times, where's the counter going to come from? Right? Their hands. So even when I'm pressuring and feinting here, right? All I'm going to do is as soon as I feint, boom, I'm going to chop the leg, go after the calf, right? Ideally, okay, for my MMA fighters, I'm going to attack the calf, right? Why do I want to attack the calf? It gives me a little bit more range away from the punches. For me to hit the quad here, I'm in range a little bit. If I hit the calf a little bit, I can stay longer. So using the feint, idea is they're going to pull their head back from the feint. As they do that, look, boom, chop my calf, manage my space again. I avoided the counter shot, okay? So those are more pressure fighting principles versus the counter striker, okay? So I'm bringing action. If I just sit here and wait, boring fight, I'm not scoring, okay? So you have to do that. Now, second part, okay, if you don't want to pressure, right? Now, you're going to play the range game here. Now, what I play here is, and those who follow my channel a lot, it's called counter the counter, right? So if I just throw a big shot, power shots, what tends to happen when we throw power shots? we drop the other hand, we open up our chin a little bit, and that's what the counter striker's dream is, right? The open chin, the open hand, that's what they want. So what I'm doing here, again, mixing with the feintings, I'm doing these occupying strikes. And then what am I doing is I'm keeping them busy. Now, while I'm keeping him busy trying to score with my jab, see, I'm very in and out, right? You see, I'm not committing to the strikes where I'm stationary. I'm here, boom, in and out. Even using a pendulum bounce, right? My bounce lets me get in, lets me get out, play, right? But this whole time, I'm scoring, looking good for the judges, but what I'm really doing is waiting for his counter shot, right? So usually if I'm fighting someone, I know what their counter tendencies are. Some people like to counter with the rear, the Hendersons, the H-bomb, whatever it is. Some might be a counter left hook. I have to be careful with them. So when I'm here, say it's the big bomb. Either one, I'm ready, right? So I attack, I see the bomb, boom, I counter that shot. If it's a lead hook, touching, boom, catch and attack. Or he throws it again, I pull counter. Boom, and I'm able to attack again, okay? So you have pressure, and then you have counter the counter if you're staying in more of a mid-range playing of a game. Now, the final strategy, okay, is get the counter fighter out of counter fighting. So what you have to do now, instead of coming forward playing their game, I'm going to start draw attacking, which means I'm going to start pulling my opponent in, right? So I'm going to start coming back. I'm going to try to get them to commit, right? By this draw attacking, it's just going to help open them up, get them to come forward a little bit, okay? So if you're finding yourself getting countered too much, you have to adapt. You have to adjust. So the main best adjustment for you, okay, I'm pressuring, I'm getting countered, boom. I'm pressuring, I'm getting countered, boom. I'm going to adjust. And then I'm going to play here a little bit, okay? I'm going to start trying to play by moving and drawing him in, okay? Usually the counter fighter doesn't want to come forward, so by getting them forward makes them get a little bit more uncomfortable. Now, if they don't want to engage in the fight, honestly, a simple, stupid strategy might be if they keep running as I pressure and they don't want to engage, the strategy is entertain the crowd a little bit. So if Matt keeps running away from me, just stand here like this. You're out of range and you tell them, like, come on. If anything, the crowd's going to enjoy it. The judges are going to say, this guy keeps running. The other guy wants to keep fighting. So you kind of encourage him, egg him on to come there and try to fight you a little bit more, okay? So don't let them just sit there, play that game of moving. Is counterfighting effective? Yes, for sure. Should you be able to do it? 100%. But the ability to adapt between a pressure fighter, an activity fighter, and a counter fighter makes you a better martial artist. And with IQ, with training, you want to have the ability to adapt is the key. All right? I hope you enjoyed and learned a lot from today's episode, which was brought to you by Perfect Sports Nutrition. Make sure you check the description below. Use code Bazooka20 to get 20% off your supplements, okay? Make sure you get your protein, your branch chains are your staple for you to have. Okay, we have Hayabusa. By going to Hayabusa Fight, also linked below, the T3 boxing gloves. Jump on them quick, okay? And we have bazookatraining.com, right? Which is me teaching you online, and each week I'm giving you 4 brand new videos, plus a library that's well over 120 videos now and lessons for you to learn. And they're broken down into 4 sections. Home videos, you have no equipment, we got you covered, right? All you need is a little bit of space to do it. We have bag workouts where I teach you how to use all martial arts concepts on a bag. We have tutorials as well as sparring drills. So it covers all aspects of martial arts, all curriculum, all taught by me. So even here now, I gave you so many different concepts to work on and get better with. However, you improve them by going to bazookatraining.com and then expand the learning and the knowledge, okay? This is the appetizer, the main meals at bazookatraining.com. All right, I hope you enjoyed today's episode. Like, subscribe, share, and we'll see you next time here at Bazooka Kickboxing and MMA. Welcome to Bazooka Kickboxing and MMA online training. I'm Bazooka Joe Valtellini, the owner here at Bazooka Kickboxing and MMA. Over the past year, I've designed and created a website to teach Bazooka curriculum at home and across the world. The purpose of this website is for you to, 1, hit your fitness and health goals, all while learning world-class martial arts instruction from me. The beautiful thing about this website, it's geared for all levels. So if you're learning martial arts for the first time as a beginner, we help you progress into the bigger stages. And if you're a pro fighter, guess what? We have different fight concepts for you to improve your tool set and your skills in the ring or cage. As the fastest rising kickboxing world champion and a lifelong martial artist with over 30 years of experience, I've been able to combine my passion for martial arts and teaching to create this website. This website's going to give you some of the tricks, secrets, and inside look at some of the training I use to win my world title. Once you subscribe to this site, you're going to be getting weekly training videos and tutorials that you can do from anywhere. The sections are broken up into 3 parts. The first is bag workout. So if you have a bag at home or at your gym, you can use these workouts to supplement your training. The second is at-home workouts. A lot of us don't have the room for a bag or a bag in general, so these workouts are for no equipment needed and you can do them anywhere. And finally, the tutorial section. If you're having any problems with a specific technique or fight concept that's covered in any of the workouts, go to the tutorial section, learn the technique, and then go back to the workout, and this time, do it with proper technique. One of the added benefits once you subscribe is the forums section, where you can get a more personalized experience where you can ask questions and I'll be able to go in there and answer them. It's all about building a team and a community of martial artists helping each other grow. So subscribe now to get access to all the videos plus more so you can be part of the squad here at Bazooka Kickboxing and MMA.